Welcome to the Movie Draft Podcast. I'm Ethan Simi, and today I'm joined by two wonderful guests. First up is Ryan McQuade.
Hello, everybody.
And first-time guest, Meg.
Hey, thanks for having me.
And today we are drafting movies of the summer box office, specifically the 2026 summer box office, in a regular style draft. It's so good to have you guys for this pod. I'm gonna lift the veil a little bit here because I am high energy right now, and there's a purpose and a reason for that. We've been trying to schedule this pod for quite a while. Specifically, Meg, I've been trying to get you on the pod for quite a while here. So it's great that we finally did this and we made it happen. A few hours ago, Meg, you texted our group and you're like, car troubles, don't think I'm going to make it. We might have to switch things up. Luckily, you managed to make it. And lo and behold,
Yes.
20 minutes before we were supposed to record, I went out to my car to leave my work and I had car troubles and I had to manage with that. But we are here. We did it. Only 30 minutes past what we said we were going to do. Guys, we're off to a great start. This is good vibes, I feel like.
Yeah, I only had to redo my list one time because I thought it was a collective movie draft, but I found, 18 minutes before we recorded that it was actually for 2026. So here we are.
Yeah. Haters that have been on the pod will say that I'm to blame for that. And I'll take my fair share of the blame. I didn't put it specifically in the title. But you know what? Nonetheless, we are here. We are as prepared as we could be. Ryan, this is your first time back on the show since your potentially controversial win on the Disney draft. I wanted to bring this up. You saw that I put it in the notes and this is our speaking point. So this is your time.
I don't think anything was controversial. You guys opened up the floodgates. I just saw an opportunity, and out there, folks. If you're gonna put "There Will Be Blood" on the table for me to draft, I'm gonna take it. Also, I did pretty well outside of that. Like, if you go back and look at that team, I had what did I have? I had Black Panther, and I had
pretty good.
And I had
you want to know
Pirates
your team? I'll tell you.
Say it out loud because it's a bunch of bangers.
Yeah, I kind of don't want to indulge in the winningness factor, but I'll do it for you, Ryan. So you had Beauty and the Beast in the Pixar and animated category. Pretty good pick. There Will Be Blood for live action, which is where we're getting a lot of the questionable feedback if it applies to the Disney draft. We did have a lot of litigation on that pod in particular about what applied and post or pre-mergers, and
I mean,
there's a lot of logistics.
For me, I told you guys before we started, and I was on the record, I was like, does this count? And I asked specifically, does this count? And because of other things that counted. And so if those things counted, like Star Wars, then this counted as well too. And so I was just playing by the rules, folks. You want to get mad at me, blame Ethan. You know what I mean?
I'm not arguing. I'm just saying. You drafted The Favorite in the Searchlight category. Yes, you took Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl for Wild Card. Yeah. Black Panther in Marvel, and Cadet Kelly in DCOM. So that did hand you a sizable win.
I think the record speaks for itself. And I got to win on the board. And I'm not going to take any of this controversial stuff. Ethan does things all around here all the time. They're like kind of controversial, sort of illegal, kind of, far right kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And then and you just kind of go like, what kind of podcast are we dealing with here? And so I pick a masterpiece and everybody loses their minds, but I got to win on the board, and Ethan, I want to also state something, and I want to give this podcast credit.
Okay.
And I don't want to hurt anybody out there that might be hurt by this still, but it's the truth. Ethan had myself and Sophia and Eric on a couple months ago, many months ago, to talk about, what might win the Oscars and what might not win the Oscars.
Ah, yes. This is our first post-Oscars recording, by the way. So this is a great time to bring this up. Yeah.
And we all kind of did pretty well. Like, I think I did pretty well on that one. Like, I got Amy Madigan. I had Jessie Buckley. Frankenstein had like 9 nominations. Nobody saw that coming at the time. And I said a statement, even though I picked Leonardo DiCaprio as my male contender. I made a statement on there that aged like a fine wine with ice cubes in it, which was that they wouldn't give the Oscar to Timothée Chalamet. They give it to an adult. And they did. I love ballet.
Mhm.
I love opera. and
Right.
I think I was right on that one. So you know what? Half a
Mhm.
point. So I've won 1.5 times on this
One
show.
and a half drafts. Sure.
And
That's fair.
And that's fair.
Meg, where are you at on that on the post Oscars Chalamet train?
Oh, I love Timothy Chalamet. I've loved him, forever. But I was scrolling on TikTok the other day, and I was seeing like edits of like his other white boy era, the
Mhm.
one previous to this where he was like an intellectual and stuff, to people at least, and people were reminiscing on old Timothy Chalamet, and I was just like, I miss him too, but
Yeah. We're in a new
I
era,
don't,
you know?
yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say something that ever since he started dating Kylie Jenner, I've noticed a change, and not to sound Club Chalamet up in here,
Ooh.
but there might be something
Wow.
to it. There might
Yeah.
be.
Talk about far right tinfoil thinking. Here we go. This is the Kardashian curse reigns supreme. I'm
Maybe.
looking back at those teams, Ryan, the 2026 Academy Award predictions episode that we did do.
How are we looking there?
Last year, back in November, looking pretty good. You did pretty good. You got Jessie Buckley, an actress, in lead actress. That did come to fruition. You did pick Jafar Panahi for best director, which more, you win some, you lose some.
I mean, the Academy didn't pick him. It just means that they are terrible human beings and don't side with. They want him in jail, and that's pretty rude.
I think that's fair. As does Kevin O'Leary and their moment on the carpet. Very strange things.
Ethan, would you dress
DiCaprio?
as Kevin O'Leary for Halloween this year?
I will do so for an appropriate amount of money on a podcast. Right. Yeah, if he can give me his chain with the baseball cards in it or the basketball cards, then I think it's a fair trade.
I think so.
You got DiCaprio, an actor, which didn't happen. I stuck out until the end. I tried on that. Most importantly, you picked Amy Madigan in Weapons for Dark Horse. So,
I remember you being like, "Is that a real thing?"
Hey, I did that all award season long, and I stuck to it. And you live and you learn. And it is what it is. So you were right. I picked Jeremy Allen White in Springsteen Deliver Me From Nowhere for my actor category. So that is what happened there. Nonetheless, we are not here to talk about the Academy Awards.
Jake Kelly in the bomb category too. That was
it did happen. You were right about that. Meg, welcome to the pod. This is your first time here, first time in the Movie Draft Podcast Thunderdome. How are you feeling? I know you mentioned the kind of shift of preparation mere minutes ago. Are you doing okay? Are you ready to draft?
Oh yeah, I'm ready. I have to say, I have two brothers that are named Ryan and Ethan.
Wow.
And I didn't put it together until you guys were just chatting, and I was like, these guys remind me of somebody. Some buddies, and it's literally my brothers that you guys are named the same. So I feel like that's a pretty cool memory to have for this podcast. So thank you.
My wife is named Megan.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. It's all meant to be. This is
it's all meant to be.
Chills right now. Oh
I know.
We were supposed to pod together. This is how it's supposed to be.
And I didn't have car troubles. Just gonna put that out there for anybody that was wondering. But
that's such a Ryan thing. Oh my god.
I know.
Classic
Ryan.
Ryan.
Like, my car was fine.
Lucky you.
Everything was okay for me. I understood the rules of the draft.
Yeah.
But also, maybe that just means that I've over-prepared and I've lost this game already. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe.
You do never know. Speaking of being over-prepared, I probably feel over-prepared as well. We are talking about the 2026 summer box office. Ryan, I'll start with you. Idea of theatrical exhibition. Summer box office, big deal. Summer blockbusters, very, very big deal. Do you think, at time of recording, we are recording this right now on Monday, March 23rd. This episode is going to release on March 31st. It's going to be the last episode of March. So we're just a couple of months away from the true start of the summer box office. Do you think we are in for a very big summer box office, or are you feeling a little bit dour about it?
That's a tough question but I'll do my best to answer it. I think we are going to have a very good summer box office.
Numbers
I
wise,
think
I assume you mean.
numbers wise, I do think that there's enough variety for people to like. We're going to talk about a lot of these films today.
Hmm.
Um, and I think that you've obviously got some big name directors, you got some big franchises, you got some big returns, you've got some genres that haven't been explored. Um, there's also been some festival films that have garnered a lot of buzz already in genre that have done particularly well at the festival. So we'll see how those translate. So
Hmm.
um, I think it's going to be a very I'll put my money down. I think it's going to shock people how well this summer is going to do. I don't think that there's like a billion films out there like there has been in previous summers where it feels super crowded, which I think is
Mm.
good for legs at the theater, you know, for people to get out there and see films. Um, I think writing off of like Project Hail Mary and how well that did.
Hmm.
If these movies are good, which on paper some of these trailers have already come out and they look pretty good, and they're shattering like trailer viewing records on YouTube.
Yeah.
I think that bodes well for movie theaters and people who love the cinema, like the three of us and many listeners out there as well.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. I think you're right. And, I think it's notable that, again, we are recording this the kind of the first week after Project Hail Mary has released. And we've got about 5 days of box office for Project Hail Mary. Has the second biggest non-IP opening, I think, I don't know, in a long time, maybe ever. I can't remember what the exact stat was. It's a movie that a lot of people are going out to see. And I think that does, like, kind of coalesce this energy moving into a summer time frame where we're getting equally large movies of varying variety and genres and styles, and I do think that is a good thing. Meg, what about you? Do you think that we're in for a big summer box office? I know you kind of said previous to recording, you said you try to stay a little bit in the dark, so I'm curious where you're at looking forward.
Yeah. Yeah, the only time I really try to watch trailers is when I'm actually in the movie theater, like whatever pops up when I'm watching a movie, or stuff like The Odyssey where I'm just
Yeah,
like, "Oh, I have to watch a trailer for The Odyssey, obviously."
sure.
But there's a lot of stuff that I just try to avoid, like, seeing a lot of because I wanna go in, like, completely like, "Whoa," you know?
Mm,
Because I feel like a lot of people complain about movies being overhyped, and I'm just like, well, if you just maybe set your own expectations, you'll be fine. But what do I know? So I think, but it does look really good. When I was scrolling, I was like, oh, after the pod's over, I'm like adding to my watch list, adding to my watch list,
yeah.
adding to my watch list. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of like stuff like The Devil Wears Prada 2. Like that looks whatever. I do love
Oh,
the
okay.
first one. I do
Not a
love the
movie
first
you're
one.
planning on drafting here, I assume.
Um, maybe. Maybe I
Okay.
am.
Okay. Wow. You're
Don't
trying to.
assume,
Wow.
Ethan.
Ooh,
Don't
interesting. I'm
assume.
just trying to get a gauge on what people are
I
interested
do
in, you know?
I do love the first one, but there's something about the second one I'm just like, I don't know.
Okay.
But in like Toy Story 5, I'm like, okay, guys,
Okay.
5 of them.
Uh huh.
But yeah, I think it looks like you were saying, Ryan, like there's something for everyone, and that's really exciting.
Yeah. There are a lot of things out there, and there are a lot of IP things out there this summer, which I think are
Mhm.
interesting, but equally enough, I think there are a lot of non IP things that could manage to break through kind of the glass ceiling for smaller movies. I know, Ryan, you mentioned some festival stuff, and looking just at like May and June, we're getting a lot of things from TIFF, we're getting a lot of things from Sundance, we're getting some stuff that just premiered at South by. So there are some things kind of coming down the pipeline with a little bit of hype behind them, which I think could be beneficial. I agree with both of you. I think we're in for a large summer box office, and I think, Ryan, you really said something good in the Project Hail Mary of everything. Like, we are nearing the end of March. People are really hungry for really good, big movies. Now, there's obviously a caveat to that being good movies. Are a lot of these movies coming out in the summer going to be really good? I don't know. Maybe, could be. We'll see. It really depends. I think it's obviously, it's always a search for quality in these types of things. But I have a feeling a lot of the movies that we're going to talk about here are going to be good enough. And I think that they are going to constitute a worthy summer box office. Going into this draft, are you prepared with a plan? Or are either of you, like, we have 6 categories, of course. Are there certain movies in each category where you're like, gotta have this movie, or I'm leaning more towards these things, or what's your energy here?
Strictly going on vibes,
Okay.
honestly. There are movies that are like popping up in a category like quite often that I'm hoping I can get in at least at one time.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, for the most part, I feel pretty good. I feel pretty
Yeah.
good. As long as you guys
I
don't take my stuff, obviously. I'm
yeah.
good.
Very important caveat. I wish I could be like you, Meg. I wish I could come
Yeah.
into a draft and be like, vibes, you know? My brain just won't allow it. I just can't do it. Ryan, I assume you're trying to strike a middle ground between vibes and taking this seriously.
I've already won one now. Like I can definitively say I've got a win on the
Right.
board.
You are a winner. That's true.
And here's the thing about that one. I just went in and picked the things I liked.
Mm.
Like I just went in and picked the
Wow.
things I
Little
liked.
chest
Now here's the
puffing
thing. I
moment
haven't
here. Okay.
I haven't seen all the films eligible, but I have seen some of the films that are eligible.
Right.
And
This brings up an interesting logistics question that I do want to throw out to you after your train of thought here.
I know what you're going to try to do, and
Yeah.
I see your point, and I raise you. There's like 67 films here. We are limited, and
Okay.
you can just stop because if you
Yeah.
didn't add an extra month, we'd be in hell or high water right now.
Right.
Because you extended this from May to September, the end of September,
I did.
which kudos to you. But I also will say, in looking at the board, looking at the things that we have, there's a lot of versatility here. I will say there are 2 categories, and I'm not going to say which ones, that are kind of bleak. And if you don't get them early on, you might be struggle busting here, but you might be stretching the limits of what you can put in that category. But I think
Yeah.
it'll be really exciting. I read your criteria of how we're supposed to draft here, Ethan, and to Meg's point, this is as much about like how much money you can get on the board as much as the vibe of things and what you're betting on in terms of breaking through
Yeah.
as a cultural impact, as something that we're going to be talking about all summer long. That does not mean always the biggest films out there. That
Right.
does not always mean that. And I want people to like remember that because, you know, it's not always about the big, like a Jurassic Park movie or a Superman movie. It can be something like The Substance, which
Sure.
comes out at Cannes and then releases in February, and we're talking about that all season long. It can be something like Eddington, which people were
Yeah.
talking about over the summer last year once it premiered at Cannes. It can be just about anything. It can be something small, something big. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm excited by that possibility.
Yeah, I think to your point, and I know that this was an intended stray, so I'm just going to call it out, and I'm going to take great personal offense to it. A movie last summer, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Not a
Oh.
real big cultural moment, unfortunately, to my detriment, personally. So yeah, it goes both ways. It swings both ways. I hear you on that. Now what I did want to bring up. So you said we've got 67 movies slated for this release time, which we in fact do. I went to the currently slated board on Wikipedia. We are going to be drafting movies between May 1st of 2026 and September 31st of 2026. Movies getting an official release during that time frame. There are 67 U.S. titles slated for release during that time frame. So the 3 of us going to be drafting teams of 6 means we're going to be talking about 18 total movies that are going to be on our teams. Now, with that, Ryan, the resident festival guy here on this episode in particular, you mentioned you've seen a couple of these. Now, important to note, big picture does things in a morally upright way. Of course,
Sure.
as always. Fennessy abstains from drafting any movies that he has previously seen. Do you feel you need to fall under this category for this particular draft if you've seen something? Or do you feel like you can argue your way to drafting something you've had the privilege to see before the general public?
I love Sean Fennessy and Amanda Dobbins and Chris Ryan. Sean has
Doing great
been
work over there.
on my show, Director Watch, over at Awards Watch, multiple times. We plan on having him again here in the new year. Sean's a great guy. I feel like when he does abstain on that show, it's just pick what you like. It's 67 movies.
Sure.
Will say this. There is maybe only one film I have seen that I would consider of the eligible films for it. So it's not like I'm going to pick a bunch of films I've already seen. There's only one film I will consider. And that's, of course, if the other things that are on my list are not picked. So it would be a desperation pick. But what an awesome ace in the hole to have. So I'm not going to tell you what movie that is.
Oh, boy.
But I'm also possibly not going to pick it.
Okay.
So we'll see how the cookie crumbles, my friend. So I'm not saying yes.
You have a little bit of an advantage. You do have an upper hand
and I'm not
in that
say
aspect.
No. Listen.
I admire your mysticism.
I can't help that I've seen some good movies.
Yeah.
I can't help it. Ethan, I wouldn't do it against you. I wouldn't.
Okay. I don't believe that, but Meg, I appreciate you saying it.
I wouldn't do it against you either. Especially Meg, because Meg seems like a very lovely person. Ethan, you know.
A little less so, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that it's that big of a deal. Because I've also not seen anything outside of one film that fits the criteria here. But if you guys want to pick them, I'll tell you what they are now. And you can pick them, and it really helps me out. But no, I'm just
no, I think I'll abstain. Meg's kind of wearing off of me. I want to go for vibes. Is kind of what I'm hoping for here. Now we are going to be drafting, like I said, movies releasing during the time period of May 1st to September 31st. The goal is to draft the movies that I guess you think will make the most money, have the most cultural impact, become an awards contender. We have a lot of things that we're going to discuss and kind of talk about as we do this. I'm going to read our categories, and then I think we should spin for spots. And I think we should commence the 2026 summer box office draft here on the Movie Draft Pod. Our categories are as follows. We've got drama, animated, action, horror. That is one category. You can choose one or the other. Oscar nom, which will be a completely erroneous guessing category in hopes that you get something that'll stick. We do have a category of highest total gross, so the movie that you actually think will make the most money. And then we have a wild card category. Anything goes in there. So again, whatever the goal is, whatever team you want to end up with on the graphic, totally up to you. What you think will win, what do you want to put out in the world, what do you want tied to your name, to your aura, to your legacy? Completely up to you. Any other questions before we commence the draft here? Anything we need to discuss?
I was just laughing because I was looking at one of the categories and I was like, oh man, if someone picks one or two on my list, number 3 is like literally like last, like there's almost no more of this category. If I pick 3 and that's my legacy, I'm going to be laughing so hard.
Not ideal.
Ethan, I have a question.
Okay.
When you're talking about total gross, are you talking domestic or are you talking total in terms of domestic and international?
I want the whole pie, baby. Okay. I want worldwide.
That's
Prestige.
Oh, you're Mr. Worldwide. Okay.
I don't know. I could never take on that moniker. But I would work for Prestige Worldwide. That's for sure. They put Liquid Peeper on a B and it died. I want to go for total worldwide. I think that's an interesting little wrinkle in that category.
I agree.
Things, as we know, could perform better overseas or domestically or vice versa. So I think it'll kind of open up conversation on that front. Shall we draft?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I think it is time. I think we shall draft. We've stated all the rules. I kind of did it out of order, so I feel pretty good about it. I think we hit everything. We're going to be drafting snake style. So drafter 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, so on and so forth. Teams of 6. We're going to be talking about 18 total movies that we're going to draft here. Let me put the wheel of names on the board here. Now, this is the wheel of names. Anybody wanting to go first? Anybody want the first overall pick in this draft?
I'm gonna let fate decide.
Wow, that's a bold choice, and
Meg
you know what? Fortune
fate.
favors the bold, Meg. Wow, wow. Okay, that's wow. Always the people that come, honestly, with the vibe
This
strategy.
happened on my first movie draft.
It's rigged, folks. It's rigged.
Yeah,
It's rigged. It's over.
It's rigged. It's
All
over.
right.
It's rigged.
Okay. So, Meg will be drafting first. I'm going to be drafting second. I'm going to get the sandwich here. Ryan, you are going to get the turn.
Yes, I am.
You feeling good about the turn? You like the turn?
Depending on what is taken in front of me, I'll like it or not. I'll tell you in a couple of minutes.
Yeah. You'll get back to me on that. Okay.
I'll get back to you, buddy.
I think that's fair. Okay. We shall start the 2026 summer box office draft here on the Movie Draft Podcast. Meg, you do have the first pick overall. Incredible work on your very first draft. There's absolutely no pressure at all. Just don't fuck it up. Pick the right thing.
Just pick the right thing and take it from him.
No.
Okay.
Don't.
Do
Just
it.
follow your heart.
You
your
know what
heart
to do.
Is telling you.
Meg, I'm telling you
not
right
the one
now,
that I want.
look at me. You know exactly what to do and take it from Ethan. This is what a first-time guest is supposed to do. Go on vibes. Do it.
Go on vibes. Okay. We're doing drama, right?
You can do any category you want.
Oh, yeah, I get to pick. Hold on. Let me scroll for 1 second.
You get to pick your movie and what category you get to choose it in, any order that you want ever. Then the caveat with this is going to be once a movie is off the board, it is unavailable to pick in any other category. So you couldn't pick it in wild card if someone else takes it or things like that. So look at your short lists, try to figure out what you are struggling with the most, you know?
Okay, well, I think I'm gonna go with Oscar nom.
Okay.
And I'm gonna pick The Odyssey.
That's the correct fucking answer.
You suck.
Job.
You suck, Meg.
Good job.
You suck.
High five. Low five.
Okay. Good job.
There we go. We got it, Meg.
This is a movie that I have not heard of. I don't think many people have heard of The Odyssey. In fact, Meg, why don't you clue us in here?
Like a comic book or something?
Yeah, it was some previous source. Who's to say, really? Yeah. Tell us why you picked The Odyssey and Oscar nom here.
Okay, well, I picked it in Oscar nom mainly because of that final rule that you told me of once it's picked, it's off the board completely.
Yeah.
And I thought that would make it very exciting, well, extra exciting. And also because I love Christopher Nolan and I'm really excited to see the movie from everything I've seen. And it makes, history purists mad. So I'm excited.
Yeah. No, I think that's great. All good reasons to love The Odyssey. Of course, this is Nolan's follow-up to Oppenheimer, starring every single person on the planet and doing cool things and showing an IMAX 70 millimeter and all of the things. Ryan, you excited for The Odyssey?
Buddy, excitement is not even describe how much I'm anticipating this movie.
Yeah.
Ethan, have you ever read The Odyssey?
No, I don't read. So
okay, cool. That's what I figured.
I'm going into The Odyssey blind. No clue.
Well, if I don't know how you're going to see it then. You might want to take the blindfold off. But I think this movie rocks. If you had the chance to see the prologue already, before, what was it before? Was it before?
It was a while ago now, I feel like.
Yeah, it was like, it wasn't One Battle. It was something else. Was it Avatar? I guess it was in front of Avatar.
Oh, yeah.
It was in front of
Could
Avatar.
have been Avatar.
It ripped. Like Ludwig Göransson, that score, Hoyte van Hoytema, master of the camera, Jennifer Lames, production design. You guys see Matt Damon, John Barenthal, just absolutely looking sick. Nolan's built this thing off of his back. This is a blank check of all blank checks. The president of the DGA is literally putting his money where his mouth is. And to prop up Meg's pick here, this is a movie already sold out for the first initial screenings across the country in its platinum formats. So this is already a movie that had people buy tickets a year in advance for cultural impact. Nolan is the guy that got $1 billion for people sitting in a room talking about the end of the world with Oppenheimer. You cannot bet against this man. He is a cottage industry at this point. This movie is going to fucking rip, and I cannot wait to see it multiple times. Meg, thank you for doing the Lord's work in taking this from Ethan, because we would have never heard the end of it.
Listen, she took it from you too, Ryan. You can't have this on your
I'm glad
team.
she took it. Listen, Sophia Simonello took the Odyssey in the...
Yeah, I'm still bitter about that.
What was that draft?
I believe it was the 2026 auction draft.
The auction draft for 2026. Yeah. Meg took it from you. Evil...
I'm never going to get to draft it. Yeah.
You're never going to get to talk about it. You're not going to draft it
all the time.
And I'm going to make sure that Universal never lets you see this film. It is my sole mission to talk to them. I'm calling Donna Langley at the end of this podcast and I'm saying, Donna,
this guy.
No, sir. Not to him.
Don't let him in.
Don't let him in.
Unfortunately for you, this is a great platter for me to let you know and everybody else that Ben and I are going to LA this summer, and we have tickets to see it in IMAX 70mm at Universal City Walk and at the Chinese Theater the next day. We're very excited. We're going to do a little bit of a bros movie trip. We're going to go check out the Academy Museum. We're going to be down in the neck of LA. So I'm really excited. I do have my tickets already, Ryan. So you know what? Donna, try to stop me. That's what I say to that.
I have to call the Chinese and say, oh, the projection's not working today.
Yeah, shut it down. Shut it down at the
theater.
Shut
it down.
Yeah, I'm excited for the Odyssey. You know, I don't know what there is to say about it. I think everybody's pretty excited about the Odyssey. The one thing is, what if this movie's not good, guys?
Oh, shut up.
Like, what if it's bad?
What are you talking about?
Don't be that person.
Okay. I just want to make sure we're covering all the bases here. There's not even a possibility that it could be not good.
Let me think. No.
Okay, great.
You can't even say that with a straight face, and you know.
No, I can't. It was ridiculous, even coming out of my mouth.
No, it'll be if the worst case scenario. You know what it's going to be? Good.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
And you
worst
know what?
case, it'll just be really good. Yeah.
A good movie will be from Christopher Nolan. Still like $1 billion.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
This was a great first round pick. This was obviously the number one pick of this draft. An incredible category as well. I think playing an Oscar nom is very smart.
Yes.
Kind of makes me rethink this category in particular. Yeah. Okay. I have a pick here. So I had the Odyssey both in drama and highest total gross as a contender here.
You thought that was going to be the highest total grossing film of the year?
I think it has potential. It's the rewatchability. You know, people will turn out 5 times for the Odyssey.
I disagree.
Okay. So speaking of, this sends me down a path here. Highest total gross. I think I'm going to go in that category.
Okay.
Nah. Well, hold on. We got to restructure.
Okay.
Because you have 2 picks next, Ryan. And if I think correctly, I also don't know what you're really going to pick to turn the screws on me.
You have no idea.
No, I feel pretty good. Okay, I'm going to try this strategy out. In highest total gross. Actually, hold on, put another pause. I need to do some research. Hold on.
I got him sweating, folks.
I'm getting nervous. I also just finished my double shot of espresso and it's hitting the veins. So I'm getting a little weary here. No, I'm going to do it. In highest gross, I'm going to pick the movie that was very briefly alluded to earlier in this conversation. A movie that has supposedly broken trailer records for movies. Specifically these kinds of movies. I'm going to be picking Spider-Man Brand New Day.
You can have
it. This is a big movie coming out on July 31st. This is, of course, the new Spider-Man movie. The trailer doesn't look super great. I got to be honest with you guys. But I'm seated for Spider-Man. I'm seated for Destin Daniel Cretton. I think I'm holding on to stock from Shang-Chi. Fingers crossed we can do well on Brand New Day. Has the massive end of July release date. And the previous Spider-Man movie made almost $2 billion worldwide. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. It's really hinging on if people get on the Marvel ship or not for Spider-Man. I think that's really going to be, this is kind of a 50-50 flip on this one. We could choose as a culture to kind of revolt against this movie and be like, Spider-Man's over. This is no good. We got to refresh this and Marvel's over. Or could be a really great amuse-bouche into Doomsday that could be maybe good. I don't know. You hear the confidence in my voice. I feel great about the state of Marvel. But nonetheless, I think this movie is going to be big, and I'm going to draft it.
Please never say the words amuse-bouche ever again. That was terrifying, I think, for all of us to hear.
Which is one of my favorite words on the whole
Frankly,
planet.
scarred.
Yeah. Meg and I are like, please God, no.
Yeah.
But I mean, I thought the trailer looked fine, but it's also giving Spider-Man 2 vibes of like your powers being lost, nobody knows who you are, rogues gallery of people. This is a big deal though for Marvel because Fantastic Four wasn't what they thought it was going to be. They're kind of on like Thunderbolts was or the New Avengers, however you want to call it, was pretty rough. They need this movie to be very successful, especially like speaking of the Oscars, like fucking Downey and Evans up there.
Oof. Brutal
horrible
stuff, brother.
Like
brutal
just horrible
stuff.
banter. Like it was brutal up there. And so, and nobody really I know is like dying to see Doomsday. But like people still love Tom Holland and Zendaya in this property. And the last one did really well. And the last one, and don't tell Tom Cruise I said this, but this was really the movie that got everybody back to theaters. But that was also off the promise of having the other two Spider-Men in the movie. And that reset the whole timeline. So this movie could be very messy. It won't have any premium theaters because Christopher Nolan stole them for the Odyssey.
Well,
So
this was my question to you. I don't know if that's the case. I think the Odyssey is out before this goes in.
No.
I'm looking at an IMAX schedule.
Yeah, I think it's IMAX, but it's still in like Dolby theaters, I think.
Okay.
Spider-Man is.
Wouldn't be surprised if they extend it for because if you're saying people are going to go see the Odyssey 5, 6, 7 times, they ain't going to care about Spider-Man. They're going to want to see the real Tom Holland film, the real Zendaya film,
Man,
which is
Tom
the Odyssey.
Holland, King of the Summer. Holy smokes!
How about Zendaya, the King of the Summer? I mean,
that's true,
and she's got Dune, and she has the drama. Zendaya's
that's true.
Yeah.
I find it fascinating that the two movies that we drafted first are the ones that come out sequentially in essentially in PFLs and are like the biggest movies at the end of July, or PLFs. Yeah. Okay. Do you guys think this will be good? Meg, where are you at on Spider-Man? Where are you at on Marvel? I see. This is interesting. I don't really know any of your movie takes, so it's all a mystery.
I do like comic book movies for sure. I'm not the biggest Spider-Man fan, especially like the MCU, but I do think that the story for this is if they do it well, I think it could be really interesting. Literally no one knows who he is. He has like a complete fresh start. What is he gonna do? I think it could be fun, but again, I'm kind of in like a Marvel like rut. Like I do enjoy some of it, but it's just I don't know. I feel like everyone says that fatigue isn't real, but I'm like, no, I think it's real for me. It's real for me. So I think it's a good pick there though, because people do love Spider-Man. I mean, like when I worked at a comic book store a few years ago, like, the big three is always Spider-Man, Superman, Batman. In like sometimes the order switches like for comic sales at least. So it usually reflects in movie tickets. So
interesting. Yeah, I'm holding out hope for Spider-Man Brand New Day. I'm one of the truthers, although I haven't revisited it in a long time. I go to bat for Far From Home and No Way Home, and I just like what we're doing in the Tom Holland Spider-Man era. I think Brand New Day being a box office hit will ultimately depend on how much of this movie gets leaked and how much of this movie is I guess, like traditionally marketed. I think Marvel has to kind of get ahead of the ball on this one. No Way Home obviously famously was like leaked everything before the movie came out, which might have helped its box office. Who's to say? I would kind of like to go into this one like not knowing what happens in the final act and just being like, holy shit, that's crazy that Marvel did that. And I think there's good opportunity there. So taking Brand New Day. Okay, Ryan, you have 2 picks here.
This is going to hurt.
Yeah, this is going to be brutal for us depending on where we go here.
Okay. So I said there were 2 categories that I thought were pretty hard to pick.
Okay.
And if you don't get them early, you're really screwed.
Yeah, you're out a little bit. I agree.
And Ethan did not pick one of those categories.
Okay, great.
So he's going to be kind of screwed here. Now,
I know what one of these categories is.
Now, to be fair, Meg picked one of the categories, which I think is Oscar. No. I think that it's a very rough summer if you're going to pick Oscar noms.
It is.
But there are
It's
2
looking really
films.
brutal, really dry.
2 films that I'm pretty sure will get at least a nom. And an Oscar nom, I'm going to take Disclosure Day.
Yes.
Oh, I knew it.
This was
Because
obvious. This was the next
because
one.
if
Yes.
that movie, even if that movie stinks, John Williams is doing a damn score and he'll get nominated for an Oscar. So you don't really have to worry about that.
That is true.
It's a great show.
So that's a pretty much like a layup right there. Now, also, there's going to be like CGI and special effects and sound, all the technical categories. Like they love when Spielberg does stuff like that, like War of the Worlds and, you know, and Minority Report and films like that. So there is that. It's Steven Spielberg. It's an alien film. We don't know much about it. We've seen 2 trailers and they've literally given Diddley Squad away. Stars Josh O'Connor, Emily Blunt, Colin Firth, Coleman Domingo. Yeah, I really don't need to say anything other than it's a Steven Spielberg movie, and you all should be going to the damn theater and seeing a Steven Spielberg genre film. This is a guy that, like, for all of us, made our childhoods what they are. He made his personal film with the Fabelmans. He is now making another attempt into original IP. I got to see him speak with Sean Fennessy at the panel at South by Southwest, kind of talking about aliens, in sort of his quest for the truth of what's beyond out there and what he's talked about in his films before. Movie looks good. Movie rips. I mean, like what, you know, like Steven Spielberg, you got a problem with that? Take it up with somebody else. He's one of the GOATs. So when a GOAT makes a movie, guess what? You take him. You don't take Spider-Man. You take a GOAT, you know? GOAT Man.
That's fair. That's okay. Yeah, that's...
You take Fableman.
I hear you. I hear you, you know? I don't want to come out as like a Disclosure Day, like,
here you go,
pessimist here,
yeah.
But I'm excited. I'm obviously excited. It is currently the only movie releasing on June 12th. That's it. It's the solo movie.
Good for it. That means it can make $1 billion.
Spielberg coming back to UFOs, coming back to aliens, Josh O'Connor on an all-time run right now. I think the trailers look like we're getting in some really fascinating stuff with Spielberg doing new tech things and able to like flesh out ideas that maybe he previously wasn't able to. David Koepp is writing the screenplay. Now, Spielberg and him have a pretty good history with their scripts. Yeah. I'll just say he also wrote the script for Jurassic World Rebirth. You know, like I just want to put out the worry meter on that one.
How much money did that movie make?
Oh my God, probably a lot. Let's find out.
Yeah,
$869 million.
Yeah, there you go.
It was also nominated for an Academy Award.
Yeah, it was.
Right.
This is important here.
There you go.
No, but it wasn't screenplay. So then that's also
John
important.
Williams got nominated for the Indiana Jones 5 score. One of the most
That was the
heinous
same
nominations
exact theme,
ever.
yeah, exactly.
He's
True.
getting in. He got in for the Rise of Skywalker score. He got in for the Fablemans.
Yeah.
He's a automatic lock. So
it's a smart draft. It's a smart
And
play in that
isn't it
category.
going to be his last too?
he's been saying that
Or
for
was he
like
doing
20
something
years.
else?
And he
Yeah,
keeps
that's
getting
true. But he is
nominated,
like
so.
100.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
He'll get nominated. So there you go.
Disclosure Day off the board. I'm excited for Disclosure Day.
Good. It almost sounded
I'm
like
excited.
you weren't. It sounded
No,
you
no,
were
no.
about to shit talk Disclosure Day and the Odyssey
No.
in two of the three picks that we went.
It couldn't be me. It couldn't be me. I'm excited for Disclosure Day. I will say I was not a general fan of the first trailer that we got. That was quite heavy on the animal CGI. The second trailer, a little bit more revealing about maybe what we're doing and revealing the truth and disclosing things. I'm much more a fan of that trailer.
It disclosed more for you?
Yeah, it did. It did. It disclosed much more.
There you go.
Okay. Steven Spielberg off the board. Christopher Nolan off the board. Destin Daniel Creighton off the board. The three goats that we recognized.
I thought you were like not even on my board.
Not even on my board.
You have another pick, Ryan.
All right. The other category that's very, very limited in what you can pick is animated.
Yeah. I knew you were going this way.
And an animated feature. Sorry, Meg. Yeah, they did make 5 of them.
Damn
and
it.
I don't care. Toy Story 5 is my pick for animated film.
That sucks.
Listen,
that was
gonna be my next pick.
That's what my number one pick was, and I was shit talking it.
they have not made a bad Toy Story movie, period, end of story. Pixar may go through whatever slumps or whatever peaks and valleys that they've gone through over the course of the last 20 years. The constant thing has been that Toy Story movies not only rock, but they also rip out your emotional core and spit it back at you, because these people know how to make these movies matter. These are the movies of a generation, my generation. I grew up watching that VHS of the first one. I went to the theater and saw Toy Story 2 in 1999. I was on my way to college freshman year, and I was working as a summer camp counselor, and Toy Story 3 came out. Me and 7 other guys of my age went to see it, surrounded by parents and kids, and were bawling our eyes out. I then saw Toy Story 4, cried so hard that I had to suck it up, walk to the car, and then finish the cry in the car. That's what I did on the way home, with my wife in the car with me, looking at me as if I was a mental patient. Okay? These movies absolutely are beautiful.
Yeah.
This one's about, like, I guess our student or the kids' relationships with tech. Ethan has children. They've got a relationship with tech and toys. I'm sure it's probably a conversation he's had. Everybody that I know that's had kids has to have this conversation about toys and going outside versus being on a tablet. It's a massive thing still. It's not like something that like feels 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Feels very relevant. This movie is going to also be, as it's been billed, more of a Jesse-centric film, which if anyone saw Toy Story 2, holy fucking shit, are we ready for another Jesse movie in the Toy Story franchise? Because that's going to obliterate us. And if that doesn't make it any more obvious, these movies make billions of dollars. The last 2 have made $1 billion. Inside Out 2, when they went into the sequel realm, made what, like $2 billion? $1.5 billion?
Pixar's highest grossing movie ever, I think.
Yeah. So when they make the right films, regardless of reviews, you got to get kids into the theater because it's hot outside. Toy Story 5, perfect film. Could have picked it in another category. Could have picked it in highest grossing. It's probably most likely going to be the highest grossing, but because there's only like limited amount of things in all these categories, that was the right place to put it. Toy Story 5, boom shakalaka.
Yeah. Meg, where are you at on Toy Story 5?
I mean, I'm not excited about it, but I understand. You know, I understand the cultural impact it has. I do distinctly remember watching Toy Story 3 and sobbing my eyes out so much that like my little brother obviously was making fun of me, and he still brings it up to this day as he's like, yeah, I knew you were meant to like talk about movies because when you were crying to Toy Story 3, it gave me some kind of idea that you understand movies more than I do. And I was like, okay, well, I was crying because it made me emotional and sad, but whatever. Um, so I'm looking forward to it making a ton of money and kids obviously obsessing over Toy Story. And for some kids, it might be their first Toy Story movie. So I think that's exciting. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, as you so astutely put it, Ryan, I do have children, and this will probably be the movie of the summer. As Zootopia was the movie of the winter and the spring alike. Saw the movie so many times in movie theaters. I think it's important to call out for Toy Story 5. Now, of course, it is the 5th installment of Toy Story. I think they'll just keep doing this. As long as they make them good, they'll just keep doing it. It is an endless treasure trove of like what is possible with these characters. This movie comes out on June 19th. Couple things that I want to talk about real briefly surrounding this movie. This comes out on June 19th and is counter-programmed with The Death of Robin Hood by A24, which I actually think is a really good counter-program from Pixar, from theatrical exhibitors, from everybody, because they're two very different films, of course. This movie is directed by Andrew Stanton, who directed WALL-E and Finding Nemo, and is going to be directing this movie. It is also written in part by Andrew Stanton, who wrote the original Toy Story, all of the Toy Stories except 3, I guess. WALL-E, Monsters, Inc., A Bug's Life, Finding Nemo. He wrote these movies. It is also shot by Matt Asbury, who shot Coco, Soul, and Monsters University. These are all winners. You know what I mean? Like they're getting the best of the best together for Toy Story 5, and I do think it being about a tablet, lily pad, who is the evil doer of the movie, is going to be a really good move. This is a ridiculously stacked cast as per usual. They're bringing in Conan O'Brien. They're bringing in Greta Lee. It's kind of crazy. And I think if they pull this off based on the trailer, which they will pull it off based on the trailer, this movie's going to do bonkers business. I think it's going to be really, really good. And be really successful.
And what are the kids if not the future? And what if not the pulse of culture? Because I believe in the children.
True.
And you all should as well.
Duly noted on this pod. Ryan believes in the children.
There you go.
Important things that we're doing. Yeah. Toy Story 5. I was hoping you wouldn't draft this so I could take it in Oscar nom, because I do think it'll be nominated for Best Animated
Probably will win Best Animated Feature, probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Though it's a big year for animation. It's a big year.
A lot of things out there.
A lot of things.
Well, speaking of animation, it is my draft pick. And
you got to do this.
Not feeling great about the rest of the animation slate in the summer. So sorry, Meg. But it's looking really grim. It's looking really tough out there outside of Toy Story 5. And one other movie releasing on July 1st. That's Minions and Monsters. I'm going to be drafting this in animated. If I didn't do it now, I would have been really, really dire for an animated feature film.
I was pretty right on it about that category.
Yeah, that's the one I was like, if someone takes the other two, this is going to be my legacy for animated.
Yep.
So.
Not ideal. I hate to do this to you, but Minions and Monsters, it's a Minions movie, and it's got monsters. So pretty cool. I think it'll do great business. I'm sure it'll make a ton of money, and it'll sell a lot of merch, and people will go to the theaters dressed as Minions or in tuxedos or I don't know, whatever they do when they go to these films. I am not one for the Minions franchise. I'll just say that out there.
You're not dressing up as in the tuxedos and going with the boys?
Yeah, I'm not a gentle Minion myself. I will state that, unfortunately. And I think it's interesting. My 6-year-old and 7-year-old, they have seen the trailer for this movie. Now, my 7-year-old, pretty excited. She's like, wow, Minions and Monsters, I'm in. My 6-year-old, however, was like, those monsters look a little scary. I might not want to see that movie. Out of the mouths of babes. So take that for what it's worth. Did not have the same reaction to Toy Story 5. They were like, can we watch it now on Disney Plus? So, yeah, Minions and Monsters. I don't really know animation-wise what else this summer is looking like. Meg, have fun trying to figure that one out.
Thanks.
No problem.
There's one film.
Yeah. And, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Um Okay, yeah, I don't really the Minions, my mom is I was gonna pick the Minions for that because
Okay.
first of all, my mom is obsessed with the Minions. It's like the only sees like 2 movies in a theater a year, and if there's a Minion movie, it's one of them.
Lock it up.
Okay.
Yeah. Love it.
Wow.
And then second, I saw that trailer in a theater recently and the crowd went wild. They were like, yeah.
See?
What is it? They go like bee boo, or whatever. They were going nuts. And I was like, what is going on? So
Wow.
yeah, I'm glad that you picked it at least.
Yeah. Was the last Minions movie or Despicable movie, was that Minions The Rise of Gru? Was that the last one that we got?
Oh,
Or was there one after that?
I'll look it up. I'll look it up.
We're gonna do this is good podcasting here. We're gonna look up the Despicable Me franchise. Feature films. Okay, hold on. Despicable Me 4
in
2024.
In 2024.
Oh, interesting. That movie made almost $1 billion. Wow. Whoa. Okay. People love Minions. My goodness. Great.
My God. This is
Love
crazy.
to see it. Okay,
Yeah.
Meg, you have 2 picks.
Oh, okay. 2 picks. Okay.
Yeah, back to back.
I'm gonna go action horror.
Ooh, okay.
And I'm gonna pick. Ooh, this one's hard. Because like there's always so many good there's always horror movies to pick like every year.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with, and I might pronounce the last word wrong, but it's Teenage Sex and Death at Camp
Miasma?
Miasma. There we go.
Yeah. Okay.
And I saw the TV glow like most people. It was amazing and such a singular type of experience that I am signed on for anything Jane does. And I think that any movie that they make is going to just always stand out the test of time, really. I actually met them at TIFF. The first year I ever went to TIFF, I saw them walking
so
down
cool.
the street and I was like, holy shit, like, can I take a picture with you? And they were like, yes, of course. And so I also picked it because of that. So
Of course.
and
That's
it
a
looks
good reason to pick it.
amazing. It's got my favorite my favorite film last year was Sorry Baby, and
Okay.
Eva Victor's in it, and love Eva Victor.
Yep.
And I've only watched the trailer once because I wanted a little taste, I wanted to see
Yeah.
what it was going to be like, and I want to watch it like 1,000 times, but I'm going to wait until I see the movie. But yeah, that's what I'm picking.
I think it's a great pick. This is a really,
Thank
really good
you.
pick.
Damn it.
I'm
really
also
wanted
excited
this
for this
movie.
movie. Yeah. I think it looks really good. I think the trailer looks really good. I think Jane is a like you really hit it on top of the head. Jane is a very singular filmmaker, and I think
Mhm.
they see things so special, and I think it's really, really cool. I also am just a ravishing fan of I Saw the TV
Mhm.
Glow. My one overthinking hangup on this movie does in fact come from the fact that Mubi is releasing it, and I'm wondering if their distribution model will be successful in this adventure. It has been less than successful for other films, but it has been also very successful for other films, i.e. The Substance, again. So it's a real hit and miss situation, I feel like, with Mubi. They have a great opportunity on their hands here. They're great at marketing things. They are definitely like rivaling A24, I think, in that. And I think it's quite ironic that they are now getting Jane's next movie when A24 had Jane's first. And so I'm a little dubious, but if they can pull off the right distribution model, this could be one of the movies that kind of breaks through, which I think is exciting.
I think it's going to be a really great conversation piece, just like I Saw the TV Glow. And We're All Going to the World's Fair, which are 2 great films. And I think that, they have a unique voice, which is something that in the midst of all the blockbusters, you need sort of a balancing act of that. And so, Meg, you got a great pick there. It's a good pick. I was almost going to pick it later. Knew it probably wouldn't make it back around to me. But I'm glad that it's in a good home and not with Ethan.
Yeah.
Well, I had to get you guys
Very
back because
important.
you both picked, my two of the 3 animated ones I could pick from. So.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
Pick the other
that's
one
true.
right now.
That's fair. Uh, I think it's worth noting as well that I Saw the TV Glow came out in May, and this movie is getting an August release date. So I think that puts a little bit of that extra box office faith in a movie like
Oh,
this,
I do kind
especially at
of.
the end of summer.
My good friend and colleague Sophia Simonello, we were kind of contemplating if this movie might be in the Midnighter section or in
Ah,
certain regard at Cannes, and kind of makes a little bit of noise there before it is
goes
then
stateside, yeah.
released. Yeah, so maybe keep an eye out for it there. Good buzz could help it, but if not, I mean, Jane's kind of proven that they don't
Yeah.
need they don't need anything but buzz. They just need a great movie.
Yeah, interesting. Great shout. Okay, movie that I'm very excited for sure. Meg, you have another pick.
Oh goodness. Okay. I think I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with drama,
Okay.
and there's two that I'm just like, I wish I could pick both of them. I'm gonna pick Backrooms.
Damn it!
Damn it!
Yeah.
No, this was my next pick,
I'm
Meg.
so
Come on!
sorry. I know. I'm so sorry.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Backrooms because
Okay.
again, I feel like there is a lot of mysticism behind it. You know, obviously the trailer is literally just someone talking and showing different like liminal spaces and stuff. And
Fuck.
I mostly picked it because of that, because I feel like it's such a risk to have on your movie draft that
Mhm.
either I'm going to look back on this and be like, yeah, that was the right pick and you shouldn't have picked the other one you were thinking, or oh wow, I just watched that movie and that was horrible. What were you thinking? So
Sure.
and I really do think it looks like, as soon as I watched the trailer before I saw Undertone, I was like, there's something about this that is like calling me to go see it because it feels like super like haunted and scary. So yeah, that's why I picked it.
Dang. Yeah, that was going to be my next pick. I was going to take that in action horror. Yeah, this is A24's continued endeavor on making YouTube filmmakers feature filmmakers, and this is directed by Kane Parsons, who I believe is the youngest filmmaker to work with A24 as a distributor. They're
Correct.
getting their essentially their horror kind of mini series they do on YouTube is going to be turned into a feature film. All that I know about this movie, all Letterboxd says, is a strange doorway appears in the basement of a furniture showroom. I don't know anything about Kane Parsons. I don't know anything about the YouTube lore with this. I don't know anything. I frankly don't want to know anything. I am good with what I've seen. I'm already locked in. I'm already night one. I'm invested in Backrooms, and I think it looks pretty fantastic. Renata Rensby, Mark Duplass, Chiwetel Ejiofor in this movie, like pretty good. I'm there. Just couldn't be on my team.
Yeah.
Tough beat.
Ethan, I will tell you that when I was at the Critics' Choice Awards, I had a chance to speak to Renata Reinsva about this film.
Tell me more.
And ask her like what the experience was like making it. And she said it was unlike, I mean, obviously they say it's unlike anything I've ever seen, but she was just like, I literally can't tell you what he's going to use and what he's not going to use. None of us have seen footage,
Interesting.
and we don't even know what will stay in there. And it sounds
Fascinating.
weirdly mysterious and almost like Malikian, like Terrence
Yeah.
Malick almost, where it's like, what did he shoot and what is it going to be? So it's super intriguing. I mean, obviously A24 sort of just like planting their flag with believing that Parsons has this ability to tap into things that haven't been tapped into before. And they kind of did this with Ari Aster, and it paid off for them immensely. So I'm not saying he's the next Ari Aster or anything. I'm just saying that they have a track record of doing this. It's a very, very interesting pick because it could also be a movie that literally everybody rejects at the same time. It's like,
Yeah.
because it's such a
Very wild
debut and
movie.
it could be very out there and weird, but it also is very mysterious. But Meg's draft is about vibes, and that's got some creepy good vibes, and
That's
I'm
a
all
vibes
for it.
movie.
That's
For
a
sure.
vibes movie. Yeah.
Big time vibes movie. Damn. Okay. Great pick.
Thank you.
Man, I'm really feeling like I'm on the ropes here. Jeez. We're like round 3 and I'm already like, I'm scrubbing. This is a tough draft, honestly. This is a little bit of a tough draft. Okay.
I know. That's why when I thought the original
You were
rules, I was like, wow, this is amazing. I have so many movies to pick from.
Not so easy now.
I was reading off my my list to my boyfriend like literally an hour before this, and I was like, oh yeah, and I put Terminator 2 right here, and I put Alien right there.
I respect that. I respect that.
Yeah.
You were prepared until you weren't.
Yeah. I'm just glad I asked.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to try to figure out where to draft. You guys have already drafted 2 Oscar noms, and I feel pretty good about my pick there. Drama's looking to me a little bit thin in terms of like things that are, I guess, that like I want to stand by, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But let me make sure. Thriller, adventure, science fiction. Where would that fall for you guys? It's action horror category? Action
Probably
thriller?
So. Probably
Yeah.
so.
Okay. Fuck it. Let's do it. Because I don't feel good about that category either, because I was going to pick Backrooms. So in action horror, I'm going to be taking a movie that has recently changed names. It is no longer Flowervale Street. I'm going to be taking The End of Oak Street. This is David Robert Mitchell's new film, director of Under the Silver Lake and It Follows. This is a movie about a family that starts to notice unusual happenings in their neighborhood. That's pretty much all we know. Stars Anne Hathaway, Ewan McGregor, and there are dinosaur bones on the cover. I've never been more locked in. I'm there. Say less.
That sounds like a good pick.
It sounds like a good pick.
It does.
Is it going to pan out? Well, we will see. I think it will. I have faith. One of many Anne Hathaway movies this year, of course.
I mean, it could also be a disaster. Because Under the Silver Lake is a good movie, in my opinion.
Is a banger.
But a lot of people don't like that movie. And nobody saw it. So
yeah,
that's true. It's true. It's true.
I mean, I'm not trying to be mean.
It Follows has a very, very passionate cult fan base.
Sure.
Yeah, It Follows rules.
And it is getting a sequel. It is like getting a confirmed sequel by David Robert Mitchell. So, you know, the David Robert Mitchell machine is revving up. We're warming up. We're ready.
You're ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
If you were ready, why wasn't it like your first pick?
Yeah, why wasn't it your first pick?
Wow, rude.
Yeah. Why didn't you open up the draft with it?
I have faith. You know what,
These
guys?
Are fair points.
I have reserved faith. I think this movie's going to be good. I want to know more about it. I want to see a trailer. But other than that, I'm feeling pretty good.
Okay. That's good for you.
As long as you are.
The End of Oak Street. I wonder why they changed the title from Flowervale Street to The End of Oak Street. It seems like
I'm
we've
sure
moved
you'll
streets.
find out in a couple of months when you're one of 6 people in a theater.
This is very rude. This movie is getting an August 14th release date from Warner Brothers.
That's confident.
So yeah, I'm not feeling great about that release date. Also releasing on the same day, The Rivals of Amzia King, which is Amzia King, which is a movie that has been kind of kicking around for many festival seasons, as it feels as though now.
That's good.
So that's not ideal. Nonetheless, we ride for Under the Silver Lake, and we have faith for The End of Oak Street. Okay.
What a
Ryan, you have
mouthful
picks.
of a title. Sure, people are going to be like word of mouth and be like, "You seen The End of Oak Street?"
Oh yeah, that's going to be tough. Wait, you know what it reminds me of though? It reminds me of when Eddington switched. No, what was this? Beau is Afraid. Switched titles. It was going to be called Disappointment Boulevard, and then it switched to Beau is Afraid. Should have been Disappointment Boulevard.
Yeah, people would have been really interested in that.
Agreed.
You know, yeah.
Sometimes don't change your name, but we're going to find out with this one.
Don't do it.
Okay, Ryan, you have 2 picks.
Okay. I feel like we're all just waiting on highest gross. I think we're all just going to do that last.
I drafted it, brother. That was my number 1. I get that out of the way.
I know you sounded really confident in it. I'm gonna gladly take this in action horror.
Okay.
Man's gone 2 for 2. Let's go. Let's see how he does with existing IP. 3 for 3. I'm taking Zach Kreger's
Yep.
Resident Evil.
Ooh.
I could give a rat's ass about the Resident Evil franchise as a whole. Video games, those up and down, supposedly like good movies that people like if you actually watch them and give them the time of day, from Paul W.S. Anderson or whatever. But Zach Kreger, I trust. And if you saw Weapons last year, a great movie, don't listen to Ethan's propaganda.
It's not a very good movie. That's
An Oscar-winning film.
Okay.
Then
Can't
you will
combat
know that he is got the finger on the pulse right now of audiences. He is taking this IP and making something wholly original, not basing this on video games or the pre-existing films, but just off the lore of the franchise of itself, which is fascinating enough to begin with. This movie comes out in September. It's like perfect time for like Halloween and to scare the shit out of us like he did last year, like he did with Barbarian. This man makes interesting, complex, audience accessible horror genre films, and there's like no way we'll not be talking about this. We talked about Weapons for an entire year. This guy knows what he's doing. He didn't campaign for Oscars because he's making this darn thing. It's got Austin Abrams, who was in Weapons with him, Zach Cherry from Severance, Paul Walter Hauser, Kaylee Reese. This seems like a very interesting cast, but mostly just vibing off of Kreger, who is the kind of like one of the, I mean, we talk a lot about PTA and we talk a lot about Coogler, but like the third guy in this like massive 2025 year for Warner Brothers, I think is Zach Kreger, and is somebody that established himself among those two with them as like, this is a guy to look out for. And he's going to take a franchise that nobody really thought or thinks is worth the time of day. He's probably going to make something really kick ass with it. And so this is kind of like Pam and Mike once again betting on him. Or maybe it's not actually Warner Brothers. I don't think it is. But whoever bet on him doing this, it's Columbia Pictures. Good job, Columbia Pictures. I think this thing's going to rip. So let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it. Resident Evil.
Yeah. I can respect that. I expect nothing less from a Weapons guy, honestly.
Listen.
Which, you know what? Good for you.
And you know what that movie made? Money. It made money.
I'm pretty excited about Resident Evil. I've never played the video games and I don't know anything about it.
Same.
But this movie is probably going to be pretty good. I'm with you on that. I will say, again, I'll throw my hat in the ring of maybe let's be a little cautiously optimistic. This is being co-written by Shay Hatton, who has written movies like Ballerina and Rebel Moon. So, you know what? Just, I don't know. Be a little careful.
Also co-written by a guy called Zach Kreger.
He also wrote John Wick Chapter 4,
you know,
so, yeah.
And
I'm just saying.
You know.
I'm just saying.
It's
just
like
saying.
one of the best YouTube shows ever.
I know.
Period.
Okay.
All right.
Are you excited for this, Meg? Resident Evil?
Yeah, I am excited for Resident Evil, and I completely forgot that it was coming out this year. I thought it was coming out next year. So you just made my entire year. Thank you. I do enjoy Weapons. I hate to tell you, Ethan, I do enjoy it. I had a lot of fun.
So many of you out there. I can't believe it.
We're just so gross, huh? We just
terrible.
We just have tape.
No,
God.
I will always watch something that Zach Kreger does because of Whitest Kids You Know, and because that was like the only TV show I had access to on my sister's what is that, the Direct TV, when you could record TV shows. That was like the only thing that sounded cool to watch, and I watched it for like an entire summer, like every day. So anything he does, I'm signed up for. He kept me entertained throughout my teenage years. So, but yeah, I'm excited for it. I think it's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it'll make money. I think it'll be good. I think it'll be better than Weapons. Okay, Ryan, you have another pick.
Just disrespect. All right. Man, this is really tough.
Yeah, we're kind of getting down into the weeds here.
I think I can wait on highest grossing because I don't think anybody's going to take one of the two. I mean, there's one or two picks there. Ethan can't really take them, and if he does, who cares? Like I really don't care.
Sure.
Wild cards, kind of. It's wild. I can do whatever I want there. So, and I've got choices.
That would be that category. Yeah.
So it does leave drama, right? Drama.
Okay.
I've got drama left. And I'm kind of going back and forth on two films. And man, this is really tough.
I have one movie that I want in drama, and I'm confident you're not going to pick it. I feel really good about it.
I'm so glad I've already picked those. So because I would be sweating right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna swerve and do the and in drama, and I'm gonna take the film that I this is like a more of a heart pick than a head pick.
Okay.
But I'm gonna take The Death of Robin Hood in drama.
Oh, you son of a gun.
Okay.
And because if anybody knows me, they know that I have had the stock on Michael Sarnowski for a long time.
Mm.
If you need proof of that, if you own the Blu-ray for Pig, go to the back of the Blu-ray and see whose quotes on the back of that Blu-ray. That would be my quote.
Bro.
What a plug. What a plug.
What a flex, dude.
Jeez Louise.
Oh my gosh.
So
That's awesome.
I think this guy, when he makes movies, is pretty goddamn great.
Mm-hmm.
And I am so excited for this thing. And I think the trailer looks genuinely really great. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
And I think that Sarnowski's last film, his Quiet Place Day One, was a good film too.
Pretty good.
And the guy knows how to make really aesthetically fascinating, interesting films. This is IP. Obviously, Hugh Jackman is the lead of this film with Jodie Comer and Bill Skarsgård and Murray Bartlett and Noah Jupe. That's an insane cast.
Yep.
A24 putting this thing together. Like A24, June 19th. Ethan said it. Perfect counter programming with Toy Story 5. And really, A24 doesn't have a lot of films on the board this year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're usually a give me 3 or 4 of these bad boys in the summer type of films where they're dominating conversation. I mean, like, whether you liked it or not, Materialist made $100 million last year at the box office, and was part of the conversation. Still is part of the conversation.
Yeah.
Jackman is a very interesting figure, I would say, out there right now. But I think if Sarnowski plays his cards right, I mean, he could give Jackman the role that kind of Nick Cage had in Pig, a place to spot like an actor that has mostly been stuck in the franchise slop that gets to showcase his range along with a pretty goddamn interesting cast. Also, it's kind of got that placement that The Green Knight had from David Lowery.
Ah, yeah.
And so
Great
it's
shout.
got a little bit of vibes there from that. So
I like that.
I'm going to go with that in the drama category.
I respect that. That's a great pick. Meg, you excited for this movie?
Yeah, I had it on my wild card.
Nice.
Wild card section. Basically because of all the things Ryan just said. The Green Knight is like one of my favorite movies ever. And when I was watching the trailer for The Death of Robin Hood, I was like, getting some Green Knight vibes from this. And but yeah, I think it looks really cool. And I always love when Hugh Jackman does like these kinds of roles. Like, as much as I love him as Wolverine. I like when he does something actually like interesting.
Mhm.
And I think it will be, really well suited for him. So I'm excited. I think it looks dope. And I just love these kinds of movies that are like retelling like,
Yeah.
old stories in their own unique way. So anything to add to it is cool with me.
Yeah. I'm really in on this movie. I mean, trailer has been out for a while now already. It is playing in front of a lot of movies. This movie doesn't
Mhm.
come out for another 4 months. It's a movie that A24 is putting a lot of stock into. They're putting a lot of
Mhm.
investment into. You mentioned Ryan, perfect counter program to Toy Story 5. Michael Zarnowski directing this movie, also on tap to direct A24's adaptation of Death Stranding after this movie. So that is
Mm.
a huge like Ari Aster flashing type sign from A24 to be like, this is going to be one of our stable guys in the A24 slot. Also worth noting, this movie is shot by cinematographer Patrick Scola, who most recently shot Lurker. He shot Sing Sing for A24, shot Pig, as well as A Quiet Place Day One. All really like pretty unique movies in the way that they look and the way that they function. And Lurker was, while not dominating cultural conversation, was always kind of an undercurrent for a long time.
It was lurking.
Since its premiere. It was lurking underneath the surface. Exactly. So
There it is.
I think this movie will be really good. I think A24 is going to put a lot of stock in this movie as well in the summertime.
Yep.
Okay. You've got your 2 picks. I got to
Yes,
go
sir.
back to the well here. I've got drama, I've got Oscar nom, and I've got wild card. Now, Meg, you being the true wild card that you are, I have no clue what 2 movies you're going to pick next. So,
Okay.
with that in mind, I'm going to go wild card here. I'm going to go wild card early. I'm going to stay in the June time frame here. And I'm going to go June 26th. Mike and Pam taking big bets on guys that like to do dumb shit. And I'm taking Jackass 5. This movie might not make a ton of money, but I have a very soft spot for Jackass in my heart. And I love to watch my guys get up to some nefarious activities on the big screen. This, I think, will be a great summer moment. And I think that this is going to be really fun. And I will take Jackass movies as long as I can get them. So
Mhm.
I want Jackass 5 on my team. I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you.
I kind of feel really sad about this pick
No.
because
No. Why? No. Feel
because
happy.
I don't think this movie has justified its existence, because the last film really felt like the send off of this franchise. It felt like
Okay.
Knoxville and Steve-O
Yeah.
and the original guys being like, we're done here. And I gotta tell you something. The new people they tried to pop up in that film, they've got no juice.
Oh, I disagree. I heartily disagree.
They're juiceless. You know, they
Poopies?
just
Give me a
they've got-
break, man. That guy's shooting heaters every scene he's in.
Nope. All of them
Oh,
pretty bad.
wow. Okay. See, this is
And-
where we disagree.
I just would feel so bad to just watch these old guys having to schlub it up there just for the
No.
cash grab. This ain't like a Toy Story 5 situations where you got all the greats coming back. Like, if it doesn't feel, it feels like the last one made a crap ton of money and they realized, well, I guess we got to do this again. And I will always forever be mad that the Jackass movies continue to keep Spike Jonze away from making a feature film as well. So I can't
Hasn't
endorse
made
it.
a movie since Her, right? I mean,
He hasn't made a movie since 2013.
tough beat.
We're going on 13 years. And when that guy makes movies, they're some of the best movies you're ever going to see.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
Ethan, no, I can't
Jackass
support
included, you know?
this. Nope. I can't support the
That's
pick.
okay. That's
Because
okay.
these people
I-
got to move on. And I don't feel like we have a healthcare system in this country to support Jackass movies going forward.
Yeah.
I'm
Look,
scared for them.
That we can agree upon. I disagree on the new squad. I like the new squad. I think Jackass Forever is like, to me, a complete 5-star masterpiece. It is so encapsulative of like of that generation of these guys. And I do agree with you, Ryan. Like, it does feel like a send-off of sorts. It does feel like a capper on the franchise. But it's another Jackass movie. What do you want me to do? You know, like they can make 10 more of these things and I'll show up every time. That's life. So
That's fair.
I'm going to take it.
Yeah.
Coming out on June 26th, 2026. Jackass 5.
It's trying to get out there before the Odyssey. Where it gets
Yeah.
Dude,
it's
it's
Gotta
going
make its money before then.
It's going up against Supergirl. Talk about counter programming.
That's
Woof.
rough. Woo.
Yeah. Jackass 5 is going to get blown out at the box office. Nobody's going to see it, but that's okay.
No, I think people will see it.
I think so. Yeah.
I think you're underestimating it. Like, I'm not gonna do my Supergirl rant yet, but you know, if somebody picks it, then we can have that conversation.
Yeah, then we can talk about it then.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Well, Meg, you have 2 picks here.
Okay. I want to go with highest grossing, and I feel like like this one is probably the riskiest one I'm gonna pick because I'm gonna go with Scary Movie 6.
Whoa.
And
Interesting.
and I'm thinking that, there hasn't been one in, I don't even know how many years, but I feel like it's going to have a really good word of mouth where the people that first see it are going to tell the people that are kind of on the edge of being like, well, it's just a cash grab. It's just another scary movie. How funny or whatever can it be? But I feel like it's going to have a great word of mouth because there's so much material to work with. Since the last time that they've made one, especially with, the increase in horror films from like studios like A24, Neon doing like those, strange, quote unquote, strange, the substance, stuff like that. So I feel like they're going to have a lot of material to work with. So I'm going to go with Scary Movie 6 in highest grossing. Final answer.
I think it's a bold pick.
Thank you.
I
know, I
respect
was
it.
kind of scared.
I really respect it. I think you're right on the money. They're going to have so much material to work with. We haven't gotten a scary movie in 13 years. So they're going to make up for some lost time. Yeah, I got to be honest. This is not my kind of humor. So I'm not.
Me either.
Not excited for Scary Movie 6.
I just think it's the general audience type of humor, though.
Yeah, I'm glad that it exists because I do think that spoof comedies are really, they're a dying breed.
Yeah.
The problem with this is that, like, I wish it was new people doing this rather than the Waynes or the Zuckers who kind of like both ruined this franchise and ruined this style for a long time. Like last year, for example, I thought The Naked Gun was a great film because it had the spirit of the old films, but it felt fresh and new. And I thought that movie was really hilarious, and I wish it was that, but I do think it's going to make a ton of money. Just I don't think it's going to be the highest grossing film of the summer.
Could catch a wave.
But it's a bold strategy, Cotton, and I can't wait to see how it plays out. But it's a good one because, like, I do think people, because horror is so in, like you said, Meg, it is right for spoofing, for criticism. I mean, there's even like stuff about centers in there. I just wonder if this is the team to do it. Because they, like, we all watched that trailer. It wasn't particularly funny. So like that's like the problem with it was like, God, this is all sitting here and like a massive critique of, the elevated horror stuff could be really fun. I don't know if it's this one, but it'll make good money, because like Naked Gun made decent money, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So
I think it did. I think it'll do good business.
Counter programming.
For sure. Counter programming. Yeah. I think Regina Hall's run of 4 here, what we're going to get leading into Scary Movie 6. One battle after another, of course. Phenomenal. Lights out. The SpongeBob movie, Search for SquarePants. She voices Barb, apparently. I don't know who that is. The Sheep Detectives, which is a very real movie about sheep trying to solve a murder. I watched the trailer to it in front of Zootopia, I believe, or in front of a kid's movie, and I was utterly befuddled at what.
And you'll be seeing that movie
making movies with. Of course, yeah, I'll be there night number 1, and then Scary Movie 6. So, range, just shout out Regina Hall for doing it all. Okay, you do have another pick now.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with wild card,
Ooh,
and
another
I'm
early wild card.
yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna pick Obsession.
Son of a bitch. Fucking hell. God damn it.
I've seen nothing but praise for this film.
Exactly.
Holy fucking shit. God damn it.
You thought it was yours. You thought you were walking away with it.
Oh man. No, man. Go with God here and pick it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with Obsession because um from the moment it hit its first festival, I have heard nothing but this is one of the greatest movies I've ever seen
Yeah.
type thing from people that I trust for sure. So I'm looking forward to that. I see the poster for it every time I go to the movie theater, and I wish that I was watching it because the trailer is totally just engrossed me in uh into its vibe and everything. So I am really I'm really looking forward to it. I was kind of it was when I picked Backrooms, it was between Backrooms and Obsession for I think I picked drama. But I
Mhm.
feel like this in the wild card is like kind of all encompassing. So um
Yeah.
that is my spiel.
That's a good pick. I know you've seen this movie, Ryan, so don't spoil anything too much if you don't have to. This is what Letterboxd says about this movie. After breaking the mysterious one wish willow to win his crush's heart, a hopeless romantic finds himself getting exactly what he asked for, but soon discovers that some desires come at a dark, sinister price. This movie played like bonkers at TIFF. It's played well at every festival it's done since then. It is seeing a release date. Let's find out when. It is seeing a release date May 15th, early in the summer box office season here. Good movie, Ryan?
It's the best movie of the year so far. It's
Okay.
not even close. We have to wait to see a movie from maybe David Lowery that's coming up, or the drama
Mhm.
Yep.
in April, also not eligible here in this draft, or then
Right.
it would probably all the way to Disclosure Day of the Odyssey for somebody to unseat it. And I think it is truly one of the most inventive, uh, generally shocking, brutally blunt horror films I've seen in quite some time. Um, it is a feel bad, um, full on assault, and I think that it is pretty goddamn great.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
I was gonna pick it as my wild card,
Mhm.
and kind of wrap it up with that. This was the one film that I saw that I was gonna pick off the list. So
Mm.
Meg took it from me. So technically, Mr. Semi, I did not pick anything today that I've seen because Meg took it
Okay.
from me.
We
It's
avoided
a,
we avoided a litigation nightmare,
but
perhaps.
once again, if it was going to go to anybody else,
Yeah.
I'm glad it went to Meg and not to Ethan.
Of course.
So,
The most
but
important victory of all. Yeah.
but no, it's a fantastic film. Ethan,
Love it.
if it you've got to see this thing. Meg, you haven't seen it either.
I'm excited.
Nope.
You guys, I mean, it will be, I think, one of those two to the relevancy question as well. Ethan, I think that this is going to be a movie we're going to be talking about
Mm.
throughout the summer, and could be one of those horror films that like potentially lingers on the top 10 lists. It's a
Yeah. Okay.
conversational starter. I hearken it to like a brutal, like kind of the way I think the conversation might be is like how everyone talked about Promising Young Woman, which is
Okay.
like it's going to
Mm.
enlist a lot of different takes. And I think it'll be all advised if we just listen to those takes. But I think that there's one pretty definitive take on it, which is that men suck. So
Okay. Yeah. Good take, generally.
yeah,
Yeah.
Which
you
yeah,
know,
I can stand
for the
by that
most
as a
part.
man myself. Okay, cool. I'm excited to see Obsession for sure. Okay, so you've got Obsession and Wild Card. All right. I've got drama and I've got Oscar nom to go. Let's see. In drama, man, I think I thought I was like prepared, but now I look at some of these and I'm like, could we mix it up a little bit? Um, hmm. Okay. In drama, since you were going to fight for this, Ryan, I'm going to fight for this too. Well, I don't know. Could it be a drama film? Thriller, comedy, crime. That doesn't sound dramatic to me, but I would disagree with that labeling, frankly, on this movie.
What are you doing?
Lay it on us.
I'm trying to figure.
Ethan?
I'm trying to figure out where I want to draft.
Fucking do it! Don't you do it?
Would you guys take a movie that Letterboxd classifies as those three things? Let's see what IMDb has here. Hold on. Let me do a little on the fly.
Then
as long as it's not Paw Patrol.
He's totally a Paw Patrol stan.
Yet to be known. Yeah, drama. Okay. I feel like IMDb puts this as drama, so we're gonna stick to it. If you guys have if you guys want to take this one to the stand, we can do so. But in drama, I'm gonna be taking Tuner. This is a movie starring Leo Woodall.
You can have that. You can have that fucking thing.
Okay. I really like this movie. So this movie comes out on May 22nd. I did see this movie back at TIFF. It was one of my favorites out of TIFF.
Wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute. You're getting on my ass for seeing fucking movies?
I didn't get on your ass. I just said, what was your plan? Because I wanted to know if Tuner was eligible for myself. We're all good.
Did you see how it is? Try to throw me under the bus?
No, I think I'm seeing what's going on.
That's some sneaky ass shit right there, listeners.
Come on This is a high risk pick for me, okay? Because people who tune in are not afraid to call me out on my questionable decisions.
No shit.
There's a high risk. So to that I say, I was going to let Ryan do it, so I can do it. This is a great movie in my opinion. I really liked it. I think I liked it much more than you, Ryan. Basically, talented piano tuner gets involved in some wrong crowds, a tuning of a piano gone awry, and he is enlisted with his essentially super hearing to help them crack a bunch of safes, and things go bad. I thought it was great. I think it has incredible sound design, really funny Dustin Hoffman performance, and a really cool movie. Just like a really, really cool movie. So I'm going to take this in drama. I was potentially going to petition this for Oscar nom for like a sound design. That would never happen because it's distributed by Black Bear. So
yeah,
I tried to wise up on that a little bit and take it in drama. But this is a movie everybody should check out. If you haven't heard of it, put it on your watch list. Go watch it in May. It probably won't do super great business. It's quite a small movie, but I had a really good time.
It's fine.
Yeah,
it's a perfectly solid film. Leo Woodall's really good in it. I think it kind of loses itself in the third act, but
I think that's fair. It's a fair take for sure. Okay, Ryan, you have your final two picks.
Holy shit. All right. Well, Meg's a vibes terrorist today and taking all cool stuff.
Yeah, for real.
Okay. I'm looking around. You know what? Fuck it. In highest grossing, I'm going to take The Devil Wears Prada 2.
Damn it. The fuck is wrong with you, Ryan?
Yeah. It's the right place for it.
I was going to draft that, but I drafted Tuner instead. And now I'm wishing I drafted The Devil Wears Prada 2.
Yeah, you shouldn't have. I thought you were literally taking The Devil Wears Prada 2.
God, why would you? I thought you were never going to draft that.
Bill Simmons has declared The Devil Wears Prada the most rewatchable film of the last 25 years.
All-time great.
He's absolutely right. Anytime that fucking movie is on, you are all dropping the remote for that thing.
Yeah.
I don't care how this movie looks. I've had to sit through crappy sequels, tons of Marvel movies, and Transformers movies over my lifetime. It is Meryl Streep on the big screen. It is Anne Hathaway, Emily Blunt, and our Lord and fucking Savior Stanley Tucci. What more do you need than that? It is the movie kicking off the summer, and it is doing baby. So. We are doing a romantic comedy to start off the summer. We are doing something.
What year is it?
What year is it?
We're so back.
Exactly. Like we are living in a time right now where something that we want to see on a big screen thrive has returned. I don't give a shit how good it is or not. Like this movie is going to make a boatload of money. That first one made a boatload of money. It probably could get into Oscar noms for probably like costumes or maybe even Meryl herself because she was nominated for the first film.
Mhm.
Like, I'm ready to see Meryl Streep back on the big screen. It's been a long goddamn time. I'm ready to see her interact with Anne Hathaway. I'm ready to see her like with Emily Blunt, who is now maybe the biggest star out of all of them since then. It's the same director returning doing this, same, sort of new source material. It's updated. Kenneth Branagh is a part of this cast. There's a ton of other great veteran actors that are going to be a part of this thing. Like, what more do you want? Like, the trailers got Vogue. We're all excited for it. Costumes be damned. Who cares? They're trekking around the world. It's runway, baby. It's back. Let's do it.
Contrary to Marvel, they actually had a pretty good bit at the Oscars. So there's that. Damn. Yeah. I'm wholeheartedly excited for this movie. Are you guys going to be buying the popcorn bucket? You guys big popcorn bucket collectors?
Not really, but like, sure, I'll buy it.
Isn't it
Devil Wears Prada? It's going to bring it back. I think so. Yeah, I think it's like a bag.
Same screenwriter as the first film. Same director as the first film.
I'm excited. I've been holding my Devil Wears Prada 2 stock ever since I saw the first trailer.
Same cinematographer as the first film. Like,
I didn't know Kenneth Branagh was going to be in it, but now that I know Kenneth Branagh is going to be in it, I'm there day one.
You're in.
Yeah. Justin Theroux, Lucy Liu.
Oh,
so good.
Dude, I'm in.
We're in.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to make good money too.
Yeah.
Like, it is.
And you took that in highest total gross. Is that correct?
Yeah. Because it's the movie to kick off the summer.
No, I
Usually
think
those
that's good.
do
I think
pretty
it's a good
well.
And
you know
have
what?
to pick a wild
You're
card
all
movie,
going to take your mom to see it. You're all going to take your family to see it because you've all watched this movie 100 fucking times with your family.
I'm excited.
Let's go.
It's gonna be great. Yeah.
Let's get excited. Rom-coms
Summer's back.
There you go.
Okay, you have a wild card pick. You got to pick.
I know. This is the tough part now. Now I got to pick a wild card film. Because I was doing so well, and then I hyped myself up with that one. And Meg stole my wild card. She stole Obsession, which is this great film.
Tough.
This is really tough. Because I can't wait for Ethan to take.
What am I going to take an Oscar nom, Ryan?
Probably
Please tell
Moana.
me.
Probably Moana live action.
Oh my God. We are recording on the day that we got the first look at The Rock in that movie. Oh my God. What do we do? You know?
Well, there's two films I'm going back and forth on.
Okay.
And one's more of a genre play. We've kind of seen that done before. Don't really need to pick it. Oh, now I just found another film. See, I'm finding films now, which is a terrible thing to do for a podcast. Ethan's like, been wrap this fucker up. And I'm like, no.
Yeah. You know, I gotta record next week's episode in about 13 minutes. So we're really stretching my preparedness for these drafts.
I know, I really am, and I'm sorry, but we're doing this now in real time. Okay. I'm between two films. I'm not going to say which films they are out loud. I'm just going to hint at the one is a Sundance hit.
Okay.
And it's probably going to do really well because it has done particularly well throughout most of the year. So I could take that because Ethan still has. What do you still have, Ethan?
I got to go Oscar nom.
Yeah, and it could be an Oscar nom, and I could kind of screw you over there. I think you know what film I'm talking about.
I think you do, and I pray to anything that anybody believes in that you don't follow that path, please.
Why?
If it's the movie I'm thinking about, just make your pick, Ryan. Just make your pick. Don't try to suss me out.
I'm just
make your pick.
The other film, I think it's got the hearts and the minds of all of us on the internet. We've been rooting for this motherfucker to get to the screen. So I go back and forth on what I want.
You should go with that one because I legitimately don't know what that one is. Well, wait, actually, maybe I do.
Maybe you do.
You should do that one though.
I should do it. But alas. I'm going to take in my wild card a movie I actually am very much looking forward to. and want to see. And sorry, Ethan, I got to do it. I'm taking Olivia Wilde's The Invite.
God damn it. Are you serious? That was my only Oscar nom I had on my short list. The only one. I had a good pitch for why that is actually A24's Oscar play this summer. God damn it, Ryan.
Because I totally forgot that it was an A24
you, man. Okay. All right,
Ethan,
talk about The Invite
you.
for 30 seconds. We gotta move forward on this draft.
The Invite, a movie from Olivia Wilde, one of our great auteurs. She made this with Seth Rogen, Penelope Cruz, Edward Norton. Doesn't that sound great? Will McQuarrick, Rashida Jones wrote the screenplay for this. Yep. It is based on a Spanish film, The People Upstairs. It's essentially about a married couple experimenting in a rough patch in their relationship, find themselves invited by their neighbors to engage in weekly orgies. That is what the plot description on IMDb or on Wikipedia is. I've heard that this movie is wonderful. Edward Norton has come out and said, and man,
it's good.
Ethan, you're really going to hate what Edward Norton had to say. He said that he declared definitively that Olivia Wilde will be nominated for an Oscar for this film next year.
Just let it be known. This was my original play. I originally thought of this idea. You stole this from me. That's that's what's important here.
You could have picked it, but you picked Tuner. So
I stand by Tuner. I want more people to see
nobody
Tuner.
was going to pick in a million years.
That's true.
Meg said the vibes on Tuner, pass. I
didn't, honestly, dude, didn't even hear of it before.
This is why I picked Tuner. I want people to hear about it. Okay. I like your pick for The Invite, Ryan. I'm jealous. I was legitimately going to pick that next. So
you should pick.
Okay, your team is complete though.
Grogu.
Yeah, so really I've worked myself into a corner here because I have another pod to record in 10 minutes and I have to pick an Oscar nom. So that might not have been the best category strategy that I've employed on this podcast.
Good night and good luck. That was an Oscar movie.
It's true. You're not wrong.
I'm not wrong. But
I did have Ridley Scott's The Dog Stars on my short list. I don't have faith in that being an Oscar movie.
How have the last 3, 4, or 5 Ridley Scott movies done at the Oscars?
Exactly. This is what I'm saying. A late August release, post-apocalyptic sci-fi.
The last
not feeling good about that.
House of Gucci.
I
So
like The Last Duel.
I do like that movie, but it was, you know how many nominations it got?
About 5 people saw it, and 3 of them are right here.
Exactly. The other one was my
boyfriend, and the
other one was my dad.
Oh,
okay.
There we go.
So
we got the 5 people.
Yeah.
I feel like I've really worked into a corner here.
Well,
I kind of have to go deep down I have to go below the line, is what I'm thinking here. And I don't like this. I don't like what we're doing. I'm going to try and make a pitch, though. I'm going to try and do this. So
okay.
I'm not going to really talk about it for very long.
Ethan, do you want me to give you the invite and then I take something else?
No. I dug my grave.
I'll give it to you, buddy.
No. I don't stand for any off the books workings. No dealings.
No parlays?
No parlays, unfortunately.
Okay.
Even though I would bet on that shit.
I know you would. You would bet on the invite getting nominated?
I would. I feel good about that. I feel good about that.
Yeah. That's the one Sundance movie I feel good about. Yeah.
I'm just going to completely really go against my best judgment here. In Oscar nom, I really don't want to spend a lot of time talking about this. It's a movie I'm not excited for. It's a movie I will see. It's a movie that I think people will like. And it's a movie that I think will get nominated for Best VFX, a la its predecessor. I'll be drafting Supergirl in Oscar nom. And I think this movie looks really not great. And I'm not excited.
What movie got nominated for its predecessor?
Didn't Superman get nominated for VFX?
No.
What?
Right?
It got shortlisted but not nominated.
Correct.
Yeah.
I've been potting for too long. Oh no.
That's too late. You already picked it. Supergirl is what Ethan thinks is getting nominated.
Cool. So this is great.
Whoops.
I've officially bungled in the worst possible way ever, and I think it's because both Ryan and Meg have bullied me into such. So
I think
I can't stand by that pick at all.
Is it bullying if you invited me?
I have nothing to say. I have nothing to say about drafting Supergirl and Oscar nom. Nothing to say at all. I panicked.
It's good times.
Cool. Movie looks like it looks terrible. I'm not a fan of Kryptonite or Crypto the dog. I just want to put that out there in the universe. Not a fan. I think he's annoying.
Meg.
So sorry.
He's cute.
You guys,
no good.
You guys.
Unfortunately, and Supergirl. I'm a big fan of the Woman of Tomorrow, the story.
Okay.
One of the most beautiful comic books ever penned,
Totally
colored, drawn.
Yeah.
That does not reflect at all in the trailer whatsoever. So, interesting pick. I wish you good luck.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe people will feel bad for me, and then they'll vote for me. That could be the play.
That's how the Academy thinks about it.
Yeah.
Well, Meg, you have one more pick.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna go with animated because obviously it's the last one, and
sure.
Obviously I'm gonna pick Paw Patrol because I'm a huge Paw Patrol.
You did not
fan.
have to do that.
No. Listen, Paw Patrol is huge. I'm telling you, it is huge. Though,
is there a Paw Patrol movie coming out though? I don't see it on the
Dino movie. Duh.
What's it called? I don't see anything.
Dino movie.
I don't see anything.
It's like the third Paw Patrol movie, like for real.
Paw Patrol, the Dino movie.
Yeah.
It's like an
currently slated to release in the United States on August 14th, 2026. Wow. Okay.
And
Bill Nye is in this movie? Wow.
Man.
I'm going to come at it with some facts and logic.
Okay.
Because I have a niece. She's 5 years old, and she's obsessed with Paw Patrol. Every single birthday party is Paw Patrol. Every birthday party she goes to is Paw Patrol. And it's a kids movie. Anytime there's a kids movie at my local theater, the theater is packed.
Yep.
So maybe I should have put this somewhere else, but I'm putting it here. So yeah, Paw Patrol. And honestly, I do think Paw Patrol is very cute. The toys always get me when I walk by them in the store.
Yeah. How many movies?
Ultimate
there have been
Vibes,
3 Paw Patrol movies? Or 2?
The Ultimate Vibes check just got absolutely derailed. You went with Propaganda as your final vibes
No.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
And we can't abide by that. When a Sean Sheep movie was on the board, you literally could have taken it. And Sean Sheep.
So I do have to remind everyone that I did redo my draft 18 minutes before.
That's fair.
True.
The Paw Patrol the Mighty movie, so this is the sequel to the first Paw Patrol movie, came out in 2023. It made almost double what the first movie made. Crossed over 200 million worldwide. So people like Paw Patrol. Probably much more or much less, I don't know, than Supergirl.
Probably those red states, right?
Who's to say? Probably so. Nonetheless, we have concluded the 2026 summer box office draft here on the Movie Draft Podcast, and we have done so in quite a blaze here. We really went down, and we went down fast. Let's read our teams quickly, and then maybe just rip through any honorable mentions that did not make this list. Meg, you want to read us what you drafted and in what category?
There was one that I really wanted, which was Mortal Kombat 2.
Okay.
I honestly, I do enjoy the first Mortal Kombat enough to go see the sequel. And I think the sequel actually looks pretty badass, and especially the fights and stuff I think are really cool. And I feel like it has the potential of maybe sparking, some more interest in the franchise, get more movies made, whatever, or more video game movies, because I do love video games. And also Masters of the Universe, I wanted to say in a few, because I think it looks really fun. It's just the only disclaimer is Jared Leto. So that's why I didn't put it anywhere.
Yeah.
He's box office poison, I feel.
The trailer for Masters of the Universe played in front of Project Hail Mary, and my audience just let out a collective groan. And but it's a little tough.
I'm a huge fantasy person, so that's why I'm like, we need more fantasy, please.
I think that's fair. Okay, well, let's see. You drafted The Odyssey and Oscar nom. You got Teenage Sex and Death at Camp Miasma and action horror. Backrooms and drama. I'm still mad about that. Scary Movie 6 in highest total gross. Obsession in Wildcard. And Paw Patrol the Dino movie in animated, a movie I was unaware of.
I think I might have this, you guys.
There's a good shot.
You had it until you fumbled it at the end with
I drafted Spider-Man Brand New Day in highest total gross. In animated, I picked Minions and Monsters. In action horror, The End of Oak Street. Wildcard, Jackass 5. Drama, I picked Tuner. And in Oscar nom, I picked Supergirl. And that was an abhorrent pick. Just a complete lapse in all brain activity. Ryan, why don't you read your team, please?
I picked Disclosure Day for Oscar nom. Shout out John Williams, gonna get that nom again. Toy Story 5 for animated film. Zach Kreger's Resident Evil in action horror. The Death of Robin Hood in drama. My highest total gross was The Devil Wears Prada. And in Wildcard, my new number one favorite, most anticipated film of the year now, Olivia Wilde's The Invite.
I was so lockstep on that being available come
it
last
shattered
pick.
You in the end.
It broke me. You drafted The Invite, and I proceeded to draft Supergirl. That's how much that broke me.
You were like, oh, the predecessor. And I went, what in the world are you talking
What's
about?
The predecessor? Wow. I really fucked that up.
Can I tell you, Ethan,
we've completed
a couple
it.
films real quick.
Yeah,
that I wanna,
please.
To mention. One, The Rivals of Amzai King, which I did see at South by last year. It's a fantastic film. Whenever the hell they decide to release that thing, see it. Power Ballad, which is the new John Carney film. If you love John Carney, who did like what was it? Once and Begin Again, and what was that other film? Sing Street. This is the new film with Paul Rudd and Nick Jonas. It's really good. Paul Rudd, fantastic dramatic performance. Evil Dead Burn. You got a new Evil Dead movie coming out.
Yeah, new Evil Dead
Nobody
movie.
mentioned that. And I've got to ask y'all's opinion about this real quick. We have a new Star Wars movie coming out, and none of us picked Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yeah.
And that movie, I think it's going to make a boatload of money.
Interesting.
I do think it's because it's going to affect the Baby Yoda stuff. Like, kids love that shit. And yeah, it looks like a TV show put up on the big screen, but I don't think families really give a shit about that. I think it's going to make a good chunk of change. Does that mean Star Wars is back? Absolutely not. I'm just saying that, like, that's the state of where Star Wars is at. We picked a Marvel movie and their track record is going like downhill, but like people still love Star Wars. I think that this is the first Star Wars movie we've had in 7 years and nobody seems really interested in it. And it's kind of crazy. It is.
Yeah.
It's a little crazy.
Yeah.
I have a lot of thoughts about Mandalorian and Grogu and the excitement surrounding this film. I will just say my one anecdote about this is I was talking with my wife about this the other day. We were driving somewhere and I was discussing preparing for a future episode of a podcast and saying, oh, I have to watch The Mandalorian and Grogu as part of that preparation. And she goes, oh, isn't that a TV show? So that's interesting. Not good. Not good for a movie like that. I think there's some good stuff coming out for sure. I think we talked a lot about a lot of them. There's a movie coming out called Fuck Toys that I really, really want to see. I've been trying to see for about a year, and I am unfortunately out of town the one night it's coming to Portland before it sees its nationwide release, so I'm missing that, which kind of stinks. We talked about all of the really big ones, I feel like. And yeah, there's some good, interesting small stuff that I really hope does break through, that I hope we get to talk about over the course of the summer. Massive thank you to both of you, Meg and Ryan, for joining me for the draft, even if you broke my spirit and my brain. Ryan, if people want to find more of you, where can they find you at?
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, Blue Sky at Ryan McQuade 77. You can find out my work at awardswatch.com, where I do the Awards Watch podcast that's released on Mondays, and I'm the co-host of Director Watch. We are in the middle of a Powell and Pressburger movie series. We're about to wrap that
Ooh.
up. And then we have a little mini series over the films of Charles Burnett. And then after that, we've got a big name coming up that we're really excited about. I won't say who it is, but he
It's
has
me.
a film coming out. He has a movie directing that is coming out this summer. And look forward to talking about all those films and the new film over at awardswatch.com. And thank you, Ethan.
Nice.
I know I broke you a little bit at the end there, buddy.
Yeah.
But I love you.
You did.
And thank you for having us on. And it's
Of course.
always a blast to do. And Meg supports the cops. So there you go.
Yeah. The end of that.
What can you do?
Yeah.
What can you do?
You know, you win some,
You
you lose
know,
some.
She supports
Meg,
the badge, you know.
Meg, if people want to find more of you, where can they find you at?
You can find me basically on any social media as Wonder Meg. You can find my writing at my website, wonderwatchlist.com, In Session Film, Geek Vibes Nation, and Nexus Point News.
Nice. Super exciting stuff. Thanks to Ben and Sophie for creating this podcast and giving me an insane amount of mental stress on a weekly basis because I submit myself to the things that you and Ryan so eloquently portrayed here on the draft. Next week on the pod, we're building a movie of our very own in the Build a Movie draft. Myself, Bobby Miller, Jonathan Fuji, we are going to be talking about what studio, what director, what stars, what screenwriters we would want to make essentially a super movie. And that is the podcast that I am actually going to go record right now. So this energy shall be brought forth into next week's episode. And it'll just be a great 2-part Ethan Crumble, which is really, really exciting stuff. Be sure to listen and subscribe to the Movie Draft Podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. We're also now on YouTube with video, so you can check us out over there. New episodes will be released weekly on Tuesdays. We'll see you then.